go. Train type, where to go?
Gentlemen, this school is about combat. There are no points for second place.
This is the Never Down, Never Out podcast with your host, T.R. Matson.
Welcome back. Never Down, Never Out on a rainy morning outside, but sunshine in here. I hope you're doing well this morning. I genuinely hope that when you woke up this morning, you had positive vibes running through you. You were rested. Because what we're going to talk about today is an interesting topic, I think. And the title is the title. Purpose lasts longer than motivation. Yeah, no kidding. Thanks, Todd. That was awesome. Appreciate it. And stop podcast, right? But I think to truly understand it and to keep ourselves in check on it, it is important to understand what those words mean. So thanks for tuning in today. Just take a moment. Thank you for all the support. Thanks for hanging in there with me during the different changes as far as titles and formatting a little bit, the mic stand. There'll be more in the shopping currently for a new camera that maybe will be a little better and not show you the whole room behind me. Looking long-term at different rooms and different backgrounds and stuff like that. So lots of stuff I'm trying to better and make it a better workspace. I'm purposely trying to sit upright more in this chair so my back doesn't end up starting to hurt me. My long-term health and longevity is something that's become a focus, not because anything's wrong, frankly. Just did my flight physical last week and surprisingly still 20/20 vision and knocked everything out of the park. So I'm still potentially your captain for at least the next 6 months. So knock on wood. So, but today when we tune in and we do this, I want to keep going with the format. I have watched some interesting things happen behind the scenes, analytics wise. And I feel like, not that this is, and please be clear, I don't want anybody to think I'm doing this for the monetary side, but the monetary side is a very interesting analytic. It's data points that I can watch. And while all of the other, the views, the subscribers, the click-through rates, all of the things that frankly I don't even 100% understand, have stayed steady, the monetization has dropped to pennies a day, which is interesting to watch. So, but I don't think it's time to freak out on the podcast. I think this is something that I'm willing to give my time to daily because it's not about the dollars and cents. It's about my kids and their kids and maybe your kids or maybe you. And that's far more important. The money's money. I mean, we're fine. So, but I do appreciate the support. I appreciate every book that's bought. I appreciate every t-shirt that's bought. I think I added a couple colors. I'm not sure. I get on these kicks at like 3:30 in the morning where I go on and edit stuff on the website. So if you ever see anything that's completely screwed up, please send me a message because it's probably because I did it before I had coffee. But again, rambling. This is going to be a rambling streak of recordings, apparently. But today we're going to talk about purpose lasts longer than motivation. Well, we know what motivation is, right? Motivation's easy. Motivation is that feeling you get, whether it's watching something on social media, whether it's watching a movie that pulls at you and gets you all fired up, or maybe one of your own personal successes fires you up, or maybe you're in the gym and somebody kind of gives you a positive look or gives you a few words of encouragement. Whatever it is you're working on, that's motivation. It pumps you up for a short, finite amount of time. But what's purpose? Well, now we can get into a very long discussion about what I think purpose is on this planet, and it likely would lose a lot of subscribers and maybe even throttle the account more because it would be a very God-based Christian view on purpose. But in summary, to keep it simple, I believe that purpose is you. You're the purpose. You were put here for whatever reason you believe you were put here to do something while you're here. I don't think that was chance. I don't think it was for nothing. I think it was all in the grand scheme of things for a reason. So you are the purpose. So ultimately, when we talk about purpose, we have to look at ourselves and we have to look at what are we doing here day to day? Are you existing or are you living, right? The conversation that I've talked about that my son and I have of, are you living ordinarily or extraordinarily? Are you trying to better yourself every day or are you just existing? I don't think we were put here with the purpose to exist. I don't, it doesn't make sense to me because the answer to that is the why. Like, okay, like, in a galaxy, in a, you look at all of the planets and solar systems and how vast everything is. The idea of just being like, hey, T.R. Matson, bloop, just because. That doesn't sit well. And maybe it doesn't sit well because I think about my purpose a lot and I want to make a difference and I want to be better tomorrow and I want to be better for the people around me and I want to make my wife and children's lives better than mine in hopes that they make theirs better than their own and things like that. I feel like there's this driving force at purpose, but it's hard because purpose takes forever, man. Purpose it's not quick. Purpose is not losing 20 pounds in a month and feeling great, putting on a pair of jeans. Purpose is not making a ton of money quickly, or getting a big promotion, or having that person at the gym smile at you. Like that's it. The long-term purpose takes forever. It could take your whole life. Some people's purpose, I think, truly, if you look in history, wasn't truly defined until after they were gone. So, I mean, that's tough. That is tough. But we have to embrace it, right? And you have to wake up every morning, your feet hit the floor and you go, all right, I'm still here. I'm still on this wild ride, right? And while I want to see the whole thing through, and I think it's interesting, it's the ride through it. It's me being a better version of me to be able to be a better version of others for others. That's the whole point, right? It's not about being in your best shape or being the most financially wealthy you'll ever be. It's about the journey through those things and the learning. And that will last far more and far longer than an Instagram reel, this podcast, that movie that just fires you up, that look in the gym, the bonus at work. Those things fade. So how do we find that? And I think we find that purpose a lot in what I talked about yesterday, which is controlling those feelings, right? The highs and lows. If you know you're about to go walk 20 miles, that's your goal today. I'm going to go walk 20 miles. I'm not, by the way, but hear me out. If I wake up and my sole goal for today is to walk 20 miles, I know there's going to be times on that 20 miles that feel great. I feel strong. I feel good. And there's going to be times on that 20 miles where I feel like quitting. I feel like garbage. And I might listen to music or try to walk with somebody for portions of it that will help motivate me. But in the end, the journey's the journey. You're not going to be able to cut corners. 20 miles is 20 miles. It's a finite distance. And if your goal is to walk 20 miles, you can't do it by walking 18. It's not going to happen. So you have to understand that whatever journey you have plotted out for you or that's dictated for you, that is who you are. And you've got to control the feelings, the highs and the lows throughout it to get through the journey, because you never know. That to me, and I've always been told by people close to me, you're a hopeless romantic, you're a dreamer, you dream so big. Well, yeah, like what? Why wouldn't I? Right? And maybe that was my parents that kind of set that foundation, or I've seen people on social media like, hey, you're taught that you could do anything. And I mean, I've seen successful people say this statement or say some variation of this statement. You're taught as a kid you can do anything. But in reality, you can't, right? Like, your genetics, your background dictate things, and don't kid yourself. If you're 5'5", you're never going to play in the NBA. And I'll be honest with you, I don't buy into that mentality, because there have been people in history that should not have been successful doing whatever it is they did. By every metric, by every definition, by every data point, they should not be where they are. Yet not only are they there, but they've thrived. That's purpose. There's a reason they were there. So, you know what? I'll take being called a hopeless romantic and a dreamer over somebody that's just shutting doors before they exist. For those that know me because of Mover and Gonky, Mover's big thing and always has been, and I think always will be the make them tell you no. And if you're a dreamer, if you're looking for your purpose, if you're young and you're pushing out there and you're like, I want to be X, but all of the society and the data points and everything tell me that I'm not built that way, we'll go over to his channel and take some advice from him on the make them tell you no. Nobody has the right in this world to tell you you can't do something. Nobody. They will try to steal your dreams. They will try to steal your purpose, and they don't have that right. So don't let them. And I think that's far greater than any motivation in the world, is knowing that if it's something in your mind, if you've been given that dream that only you've been given, run with it and see what happens. I hope that makes sense. I think I'm going to go get a cup of coffee. I'll see you tomorrow.
T.R. Matson is a 20-year Navy career combat veteran who flew the E-2C Hawkeye and F/A-18C Hornet. He's the author of Treason Flight and Vengeance Flight. You can reach him at T.R. Matson or trmatson.com. Thanks for listening to the Never Down, Never Out podcast.